listening. You're eavesdropping while I talk to myself.
Yes, exactly.
Good morning. Yes, this is it. This is gorgeous from Malibu. That's what it looks like. We are seeing some clouds out there as well. So what you'll notice is we're just really at this nice peak, but down below we have all of this fog and cloud coverage. So if you're down below, underneath that, you will notice that it is socked in. 53 degrees right now in Malibu, humidity around 96%. And if you are going to be heading out into Long Beach, it looks more like this. Underneath those clouds, we have that dense fog out there, 50 degrees, and we're seeing that barometric pressure right around 30. So as we're heading along this morning, we're starting out with some nice conditions. 57 in Ontario, that's not too bad. Looks like a nice chilly start though in Big Bear, 27 degrees, and then 53 in Hemet. We are headed to a wonderful afternoon though. So we're getting right back to 80 degrees for Los Angeles and Orange County. We're still on the warm side, believe it or not, slightly cooler than yesterday. If you're going to be making your way into the Inland Empire and Valley spots, well, this is where we're going to see 81 degrees there, and we're looking at warm and clear skies. We'll talk more about these temperatures that are going to continue to warm up. We have another warm spell and then maybe even some rain right after that. Guys, over to you. Hey there, good Saturday morning. As we're making a look and taking a look outside, we are seeing a collision on the 5 northbound right at Grande Vista Avenue. If you're heading in that direction, so far looks like we are starting to see some slowing in the area, and the left lane is blocked right now on the 110 southbound right at Redondo Beach Boulevard. If you're going to be traveling as well, looks like closer to the 105 eastbound right at Paramount Boulevard. Here's a new collision that we aren't seeing too much slowing. Live look pressure just about 30. So as we're continuing today, high pressure still dominates our forecast, but it is weakening. So you can see right now that we're getting a little bit more of a zonal pattern, which means instead of that big ridge of high pressure, it's flattening out. So that's allowing for a little bit of an onshore push, and that onshore flow is what's carrying in this dense fog right along the beach community. So this will go all the way through 9 a.m. this morning, and we are looking at it extending some places inland like Los Angeles, Long Beach, you're included. You can see that Orange County doing all right though, not as much dense fog there. As we continue, we'll also notice a high surf advisory, all this purple that we're looking at. It's going to go through noon tomorrow. So rip currents are a big concern associated with that. If you're heading out and you're a surfer, have fun out there. But if you're not a strong swimmer or an experienced surfer, today's just not the day to learn. 5 to 6 footers, El Porto 5 to 8, Huntington Beach 5 to 6. Your high tide around 12:48 today. So as high pressure continues on its path, we'll set up a new high pressure center, and this new one is going to continue to grow and expand. And what that means for us, Santa Anas are back in the forecast. When we get these Santa Ana conditions, we're talking about dry weather, windy weather, elevated fire danger. So we'll continue with that all the way through, it looks like, most of next week. Although we do have some rain at the tail end of next week. I'll show you that coming up in a 7-day outlook. Under sunny skies today, we'll see today, and then we continue with our warm up. So tomorrow, Valentine's Day, tomorrow the LA Marathon, we're looking at some warm temperatures, and then by Monday, 88. So that's where we peak. We start a little bit of a cool down, and finally we get some rain in the forecast. So it's going to be TGIT. So all of your favorite shows like Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder are back on your television, but we are looking at a 40% chance of rain. It's not a huge storm system. If we do get a little bit of it, most of that staying into Central California, into Northern California, but there's that chance out there. So we're going to by Tuesday. That wraps it up for weather. We'll have another look at what's coming. We'll talk more about that rain as well. Guys, over to you. Really nice on this Saturday morning, depending on where you're at. If you're above the cloud deck that we're seeing out along some of our beach communities, it's gorgeous out there. So live look out in Malibu. We're seeing temperatures that are into the 50s to start you out this morning. We will notice as we carry on, we're going to get to a temperature of about 80 degrees, mostly through the Southland. So it is going to get warm out there, but this is what it looks like in the clouds. So the fog is certainly out. We're looking at 51 degrees, humidity around 100%. Now temperatures today, we're starting out very nice, especially in places like Ontario, 57 degrees, 54 in Los Angeles, and then 52 for Anaheim. But we are headed to a start of the morning with the 50s and 60s. Afternoon, though, heads right into the 80s. So mostly clear conditions. That'll stay with us all the way through your evening. And if you are going to be heading into the Inland Empire and Valley spots, we'll get to about 81 degrees with warm and clear skies. And then a nice night ahead at 77 at 5 p.m. We'll talk more about how hot it's going to get. We still have warmer temperatures ahead. And then also there's a chance for some rain. Over to you. Saturday morning, taking a look now at the roadways. We are seeing one collision on the 5 northbound right at Grande Vista Avenue. If you're heading in that direction, not a whole lot of slowing. The shoulder was blocked and it is in its final clearing stages. But this accident on the 105 eastbound right at Paramount Boulevard, we are still seeing the accident still in lane, so you may want to take an alternate route, although we're not seeing a whole lot of slowing. There just aren't very many cars on the road at this point of the morning. It looks pretty good, though, through the rest of the Southland, so we're continuing to see some really nice speeds through the area of the 101. Noticing a big low pressure center up to the north, so we're getting some rainfall for areas of Washington and Oregon, but for us in California, high pressure still dominates, although it is getting weaker. So when we see a weaker high pressure system, you'll notice we don't have as nice ridges with our isobars. It's flattening out, it's more straight, so we call this a zonal pattern. It's allowing for a little bit of the onshore flow. So this morning we brought in some dense fog, so that'll be with us through the morning, and this dense fog advisory continuing through about 9 a.m., so expiring shortly here. We are seeing it right through Long Beach, also in parts of Rancho Palos Verdes, San Pedro, and then moving your way up into Los Angeles. So some areas a little bit more dense than others, so drive carefully. As far as that surf's concerned, we still have some big waves out there. They're peaking today and tomorrow. So we are looking at Los Angeles and Ventura County, see some of the bigger sets. And if you are going to be heading into Malibu or El Porto, we're seeing anywhere from 5 to 8 footers, Huntington Beach 5 to 6, and Santa Onofre 4 to 5 footers. High tide around 12:48, so have fun out there. And high pressure, here's a dominating feature of the forecast for the next several days. So we're going to continue with high pressure. It's going to warm up. We're going to stay with dry and windy conditions. So Santa Ana-like winds coming right back to the forecast. So that just means for the next couple days, sticking with the warm temperatures. We're going to be above average, especially as we're heading into next work week. But today under hotter. By Monday, we're at 88 degrees, and then we slowly start to cool down our forecast and then bring in the chance of some rainfall on Thursday. It's only a minor chance, a 40% chance. As we're heading into this storm system, it's not a really big one, so we don't expect to see a lot of rain from it, but there is a look outside right now, and right underneath these clouds, we are seeing some dense fog. So this is Malibu, above the cloud coverage, and 56 degrees, humidity around 93%. Now, as you are going to get stuck in the cloud coverage, this is what it looks like in Long Beach and Laguna Beach. So Laguna Beach, we are seeing about 58 degrees, and then the barometric pressure sitting about 30. Temperature-wise, warming up very nicely for Ontario, 62, 61 in Los Angeles, and then 56 for Long Beach, but boy, we have further to go. Today we're going to hit the 80s yet again, but believe it or not, we are a little cooler today than we were just yesterday. We're only talking about a degree or two, so we'll be mostly clear at noon and then 73 at 5 p.m. If you're going to be heading out to the beach communities and then inland, we're going to also notice those 80s really stretching all the way out to some of our foothill communities. For the valleys and Inland Empire, 81 degrees, and then we'll see those 70s by 5 p.m. A full forecast on the way in just a few minutes. Stay with us.